So last our discussion was property of Z bar, conjugate of complex number. We discussed about the conjugate of complex number. Now next is the property of mod. We discussed already. Now the last point is left it out, properties of argument Z. We started, I think, yes, we started, yeah. The property of argument Z, the first point we already discussed, that if Z equal to A plus IB, then argument Z will be tan inverse B by A. I am assuming A and B are positive. By chance A and B are not positive, you have to take decision according to that. Be clear, argument can be anything, but amplitude means principal value. So always identify that they are asking what. And remember, when we say argument of a complex number, by default you have to say principal value. By default, it's not that means like you are getting the 700 degree answer, to 700 degree you are right. You are writing the answers. You should write the answers principal value as much as possible. Okay. Now, next property, second one. Argument of Z bar, this I already discussed, minus of argument Z, we discussed about this point. Am I right? In the Z bar property, we discussed this. Third, argument of positive real number. This is also we discussed, but as a notes we are writing 0. Argument of negative real number. Negative real number will be pi. Am I right? Argument of imaginary number. Pure imaginary. That's the correct word is that. Pure imaginary. Pure imaginary. What will be argument? But pure imaginary, I didn't say that coefficient, real coefficient is positive or negative. So you cannot say that positive imaginary, positive negative, negative imaginary. We will say this pure imaginary. 5i is also pure imaginary, minus 2i is also pure imaginary. So this coefficient matter. If it's positive, means imaginary part is the positive, so it will be plus pi by 2. Imaginary part is the negative, so it will be minus pi by 2. So I will write plus minus pi by 2. Anything can be happen. Plus minus pi by 2, anything can be happen. Next one. Argument of Z1, Z2, so on, Zn is equal to argument of Z1 plus argument of Z2 plus so on, argument of Zn. I hope you understood this point, how I wrote this point. Argument of Z1, Z2, I will just take two complex number to explain you. Suppose Z1 equal to R into e power I theta 1, R1 into e power I theta 1, correct? And Z2 is the R2 into e power I theta 2. Z1, Z2 is a complex number, yes or no? Z1, Z2 will be some other complex number. So Z1, Z2 will be what? R1, R2 into e power I theta 1 plus theta 2. Have you understand? So modulus of Z1, Z2 is the modulus of Z1 into modulus of Z2 into argument of Z1, Z2 is what? By this is also form of what? R into e power I theta. Theta 1 plus theta 2 will be argument, means that's why argument Z1, Z2 will be equal to argument Z1. Theta 1 is the argument Z1 plus theta 2 means argument Z2, and that's what I wrote it. Is that clear? Be clear. In this case, principal value will be problem. Really problem will be. Imagine, suppose Z1 is a, this argument is the 100 degree, no, 140 degree, and Z2 argument is the 100 degree. So argument Z1, Z2 will become what? 240 degree, which is the beyond the this. But we know how to do. All of you know. More than 180, so pull it back. How much angle? Minus 360 degree. So answer will be directly, we can say minus 120 degree. Finish. Means we don't have to write a step also, we can tell. So if suppose 3 complex number you are multiplying Z1, Z2, Z3, so their chance can be happen that it can be huge. No problem. You can bring it back downward by 360 degree minus 3. You cannot bring it back by 180 degree or 100 degree. you are allowed to bring back only by 360 degree, either positive or negative. Means you are allowed to add or subtract multiple integer multiple of 360 in any argument. Is it clear? So same way for the division also, argument of Z1 by Z2, easily you can tell me argument of Z1 by Z2. Here itself, if you divide it, Z1 by Z2 will be a new complex number. So that will be R1 by R2 into e power I theta 1 minus theta 2. Yes or no? So theta 1 is the argument of Z1, and that is so this will become argument of Z1 minus argument of Z2. Is this clear? Another, a very important point. Argument Z1 by Z2 represent angle between Z1 and Z2. Whenever you have to write the angle between the two complex number, just get the argument of division of those two complex number. That's all. It's a very powerful tool and very powerfully going to be used. In fact, here itself I told you, but you have to understand. Look, let me make you understand this point. Z1 is this. Let's say organ plane we am drawing. Suppose your Z1 is this. Yeah. Correct? In this. This is Z1. If this is the Z1, easily you can understand this whole angle will be what? Theta 1. Yes or no? Length will be R1 and angle will be theta 1. Now, let's try to do Z2. Z2, suppose this is. So what is this angle? Theta 2. Right? Z2 I assume R2 into e power I theta 2. So this angle will be theta 2. Think theta 1 minus theta 2 will represent which angle? This represents this angle. And that is theta 1 minus theta 2, which is nothing but argument Z1 minus argument Z2, and which is argument Z1 by Z2. Have you understand the point? So whenever you have to find out the angle between the two complex number, you have to use this property. It's a very powerful property. Argument Z1 by Z2 always represent the angle between Z1 and Z2. Imagine, suppose somebody asks you कि भाई find the angle between 1 plus I and 1 minus I. Correct? Somebody ask you. Let's do as a proper question. Angle between the Z1 1 plus I and 1 minus I. Chaliye, let's try to do it. So I have to find out the angle between this one. So it means they are asking you find the argument of 1 plus I by 1 minus I. Please stop writing. Something else I am going to teach you. What will be this? Can we calculate this complex number? This complex number. So 1 plus I divided by 1 minus I. I want to write A plus IB form. So 1 plus I will multiply numerator as well as denominator. So what you will get? Into 1 plus I divided by into 1 plus I. So that will become what? 1 plus I whole square divided by 1 square minus I square means 2. 1 plus I whole square will be 1 minus 1 plus 2I. 2 bye bye, and that will be I. Means this I can write argument of I. What is the argument of I? Pi by 2. It means angle between them is what? Pi by 2. Are you able to understand? Not this. Other things also we can tell. Suppose you say, कि sir, you ask me angle between 1 plus I and 1 minus I. Why you are doing 1 plus I by 1 minus I? Can we do this way also? Yes. I didn't say that ki first complex number which one, second complex number which one. Anything can we do or not. So 1 minus I by 1 plus I, suppose I do. 1 minus I by 1 plus I, if I am going to do, again I will do same drama into conjugate. 1 minus I, and here conjugate of denominator, be clear, 1 minus I. So that will become, denominator will become what? 2. Numerator will become 1 minus I whole square. 1 minus I square will be minus 2I. Okay. 2 bye bye. And we'll say that this is the equal to argument of minus I. What is the argument of minus I? Minus pi by 2. What does mean by negative angle? That's significant. That's why I'm saying that, listen carefully. Sometime when you will do this, you will get positive, you may get positive angle, you may get negative angle. I don't have to tell you, you should write only principal value. You can get positive angle or negative angle. What is the significant? That is a very huge significant. Negative angle is saying means that this complex number is below this complex number. When I do this way, I always assume that this numerator is above. This is the 1 minus I and this is 1 plus I. This is our assumption. Whenever we write argument Z1 by Z2, we always assume Z1 is above and Z2 will be below. If you get positive, like previous one, when I taken 1 plus I by 1 minus I, so 100% 1 plus I will be above the 1 minus I. But if you get negative, it's simply telling you that if you want to measure this, what the picture you drawn, that is wrong. 1 plus I will be above and 1 minus I will be below. It will look something like this. This way. Did you understand the point? I hope it's clear to everybody. Okay. So this way we apply this 8th property and try to do the things in different situation. Next one. 9th one. Argument of z power n is equal to n into argument of z. I don't have to tell you. You can use the 6th property to understand this. Argument of z power n means z into z into z into z into how many time? N time. So that will be argument z plus argument z plus argument z, and it will be n time, so it will be equal to n into argument of z. I'm sure it's clear to everybody. Now, next one. What is the other property? Left it out. Division we did, multiplication we did. I don't have to tell you, but still somewhere amplitude of z always lie between pi and minus pi. Pi and minus pi. That's all. These are the properties of the argument of z. So till now we learn what is the complex number, how to represent the complex number in 3 different formats. What is the property of the mod, what is the property of the z bar, what is the property of the argument z, and what is the meaning of the Argand plane. Everything has been, basic information about the complete complex number has been done. Now we have to see the geometric application and of complex number. So give the heading locus of z. Locus of z. See, locus word already all of you study earlier. In coordinate geometry we used to study. If anybody asks you, can you get the locus of this line segment? See, there is no sense of it. Locus, we always talk about the locus of a moving point. So first thing we should have the moving point. If I ask what is the locus of 2, 3, there is no sense of this because this point is fixed point. It will not move. What is the locus of this line? Line cannot, you cannot find out the locus of the line. Means point we assume as an object, and this point when it's a move, whatever path it's travel, the equation of that path is called as the locus. The simple straightforward is that whenever a moving point moves, so it will trace a path. The equation of that path is called as the locus. That is what the meaning used to be there. That's why we discuss in the coordinate geometry, because in coordinate geometry point is there. But all of you know in the complex number also there is a point. Means z can be written as what? A point. Basically, if I say z equal to, listen to me, 2 plus 3i, so you'll say, sir, where is point? Z equal to 2 plus 3i, that means I am talking about this complex number and this coordinate is 2 comma 3. Yes or no? So if I say that ki locus of z means locus of this tip of the arrow. Did you understand the meaning of the question? Locus of z means the tip of the arrow, how it's going to move. So they will not ask you what is the locus of z equal to 2 plus 3i. Because 2 comma 3 is not a variable point. It's not a moving point. If suppose somebody asks you, what is the locus of z equal to x plus 3i? X plus 3i. So think x plus 3i. So this will be, if you try to draw take one position. I am taking this one. This coordinate I will say x comma 3. Think carefully. I am saying this is the moving point. But it has to move in such a way that this coordinate should be always x comma 3. So how it will move? Straight line. Am I right? Parallel to x-axis. Parallel to x-axis. If it is moving in this path, I will say that this ordinate will be always 3. Your condition has to be satisfied. So ordinate will be always 3 in this case. So I will say that will be straight line. Parallel to x-axis. Are you getting my point? I am not going very deep. Already you study in coordinate geometry locus little bit. If I ask you what is the locus of 2 plus iy? 2 plus iy. So 2 plus iy, if you think, one of the point you select. Suppose this is the 1 point, 2 comma y. Now it has to move such that this value should be always 2. So now it will move like this or not? Yes or no? Then only x value will be always 2. So we'll say that again a straight line, but this time parallel to y-axis. But suppose somebody says z equal to x plus iy, what is the locus of this? So I will say now it's a big problem because coordinate will be x comma y and there is no condition. It's a free hand. How it should move? It can move this way, it can move this way, it can move this way. Means the locus of this will be represent complete argon plane. Anywhere it can go. Complete xy plane, argon plane. Are you getting my point? So this is the way we used to think about the locus. Before starting the locus, 1-2 point should be understood. First one, what is the geometric meaning of this? Geometric meaning. Basic maths. Length of line segment joining Z1 and Z2. Yes or no? Mod of x minus y, I told you in the same thing logic I am applying. And believe me, 95% of the locus problem will be done by using this. This if you are knowing, this if you can visualize, your locus has been done. There is nothing great about it. Second things, which just now I told you. Argument of Z1 by Z2 represent angle between line Z1 and Z2 can we see in the picture? Yes. This is the picture. This is called as argument of Z1, Z2. argument of Z1 by Z2. You should feel it, you should visualize it. Yes, this is the what is going to be happen. If I ask you the next one, argument of Z1 minus Z0 divided by Z2 minus Z0, what is the geometric meaning of this? So first thing, this represent angle between this and this. What is this? This is the line joining Z1 and Z0. So you say, sir, this is the mod is there. Here I mention length. Length of line joining Z1 and Z2. If I simply ask you, what does geometric meaning of this? So this means what? Line joining Z1 and Z2. Line joining, better way, line joining head of Z1 and Z2. Understand? So if you put mod, what is the meaning? The same meaning, but now not line segment. I am talking about the length of that line segment. Is that clear? So this means what? This means angle between line joining Z1, Z0 and Z2, Z0. The picture. You no need a coordinate now. This is your wait a minute. Suppose this point is Z0, this point is Z2, this point is Z1. Understood? So this complex number, line complex number Z2 minus, this is the non-position complex number. This non-position complex number Z2 minus Z0. And this non-position complex number will be Z1 minus Z0. And this is your argument, this theta. Is it clear to everybody? See, I am not teaching about those points. If the one complex number Z1, Z2, what is the midpoint of the complex number Z1 plus Z2 by 2? All those things you discuss in coordinate geometry. I am not talking about this. Or should I do it? See, there are some points are there. If this is the Z1, this is Z2, what is the midpoint of this? Do you know? Z1 plus Z2 by 2. As it is coordinate geometry, whatever you study, everything will continue. This midpoint will be Z1 plus Z2 by 2. Internal division, if it's dividing in the m:n ratio, the mz2 plus nz1 divided by m plus n. External minus will become. If the vertices of a triangle is Z1, Z2, Z3, then centroid of the triangle will be what? Z1 plus Z2 plus Z3 by 3. Should I write all those things? Do you need? You have to inform. Then only I can do. If you need, I will do. It's the same thing as the what you discussed till now. Means in coordinate geometry. You have to respond. You want me to teach all those points? Okay. So just go through this and more better through material, go through it. It's a coordinate geometry, just repeat. Z1 means what? X1 comma Y1. Z2 means X2 comma Y2. So if they are saying midpoint of Z1, Z2, I will say midpoint of X1, Y1 and X2, Y2. That is the X1 plus X2 by 2 comma Y1 plus Y2 by 2. So X1 plus X2 by 2 is coming. This is the midpoint. X1 plus X2 by 2 comma Y1 plus Y2 by 2. So convert in complex number, so how will I write x1 plus x2 by 2 plus I into y1 plus y2 by 2. I if you multiply, so what will happen? 1 by 2 you can take common. So you'll get x1 plus iy1 plus x2 plus iy2. Yes or no? This value is nothing but z1, this value is nothing but z2. So that's why it's coming same. Because this is simply point, coordinate. So I'm not wasting that time because that is a purely your coordinate geometry unnecessary. It will waste after repeat, nothing else. That's why directly I came to this part. If you didn't do the coordinate geometry, of course that first I should do that part. Then only I should go for this. So now the locus of z we have to discuss. So these 3 points, it's enough. These 3 points is more than enough to decide the locus of this. Whenever you have to you have to get the locus, always try to feel the question, what exactly they are trying to say. Draw a rough diagram, answer will come. Let's start one by one. First locus. If anybody asks, what is representing this? Mod z equal to r. Please stop writing 1-2 question I will do. It's not a question. This point you have to keep in mind. Mod z equal to r. Tell me, is the z is fixed or variable? R means 5, 10, something value. R is known, R is given. R is given. Tell me, is it fixed complex number or variable complex number? It's a variable. But only modulus is given. Argument is not there. If argument is not there, then how can you say fixed? To any complex number to be fixed, 2 information should be there. One is the argument, another is the modulus. If both are there, then only it will be a complex number will be fixed. Now think carefully. Take one position, A. Just one position. Watch it carefully. This is z. Now this z has to move in such a way that its argument should be this, means length should be this much only always. This way, this way, this way, this way. See, this is the possible position of z or not. Are you able to understand? This is the way it can move, because it cannot move like this, otherwise mod z will increase. It cannot go like this, mod z will decrease. It cannot go this way, mod z decrease. Only one option, it has to move on circle. Yes or no? So locus means possible position where it can be. The possible position is this circle. On this circle only this has to move. Did you understand? This will means if anybody asking mod z equal to r, where is z? I will say z will be on the circumference of this circle. Which circle? A circle whose center is origin but radius should be r. A circle whose center is at origin and radius is what? R. So mod z equal to r will represent what? A circle with center at origin and radius r. Have you understand? See, this is the way I used to do, and I will suggest you to go by this way only. Just visualize, draw one position, and after that make the z head move anywhere. Move anywhere in such a way that condition should satisfy always. This is what the condition, this is the meaning. But by chance, suppose your mind is not working and you are not able to do that also can be happen. No? You are not able to imagine. So for that, go by Duffer method. What is the Duffer method? Assume let z equal to x plus iy, where x and y is what? Variable. Whatever z is there, let's assume x plus iy. Put in the condition. The condition is mod of x plus iy is equal to r. What is the mod of x plus iy? Root of x square plus y square equal to r. Or you can say x square plus y square equal to r square. All of you know the circle. This is the circle equation with the center, origin and radius r. But this question is very simple doing by this way. But when the really complicated situation will come, it will be problem. So I will always suggest you to go by graphical visualization. It will be done. Every question will be done by that. Now you tell. R is given. R is given. Is given means something 4, 5, 2, something like that. What is this? Got it? Look at how to do this. See, in every cases you please draw a small picture also. It was very important because later stage this picture will help you. For the first one, there is a circle with the center origin and radius r. This one, what is this? Think, what does this represent? This represents a line segment. Length of line segment joining Z and Z0. Be clear, Z0 means if I will write Z0, Z1, Z2, all these are given. Means it's a constant. Have you understand? So this Z0 just draw somewhere. Z draw somewhere. So mod of Z minus Z0 represent what? This line, this length. Is the Z0 movable or fixed? It's a fix. Who is movable? Z. Ab Z has to move such a way that this length should be always fixed. Can it move like this? No. Z cannot go there. Otherwise, length of joining Z and Z0 will become more. It should not come like this. Otherwise, length will become less. So, how it should move? Only one option, it should move on a circle. It should move on a circle with center Z0 and radius R. Is it clear to everybody? So, whenever I am writing Z1, Z0, they are given always. So, this represents a circle with the center Z0 and radius is R. If anybody asking where is the Z, what is the position of the Z, means where Z is falling, Z will be here, 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 anywhere here on this circumferences. On this circumference, Z can be anywhere. Is it clear to everybody? Let's do locus based question on these two. It just started. Be clear, only 1% of the locus we did. Lot of cases we had to do. But let me explain you the meaning of this. Suppose question comes this way. Watch it. Find maximum and minimum value of mod Z if mod of Z minus I equal to 3. You already did this question, same kind of question we did discuss. By what we did? By triangular inequality. Now, listen me, carefully listen what exactly I am trying to explain you. Whenever you see any question where something they ask, they are not talking about the locus and all. There is no meaning of locus here. But something they ask, and if you notice there is a complex number which is variable, then you should become happy. This question is oral. This will be surely oral because this will be locus. So first we have to just trace the path of the Z. If I can get where Z is lying, our question will be done. Think, mod of Z minus I equal to 3. Do you know what is this? Z is variable or not? Yes, variable. Can you locate the Z path? Yes. Z minus I equal to 3. It will represent on a circle. Circle with center I. With center I. I is where? I is here. And radius 3. Radius 3. Okay. Something like this. Yes or no? Am I right? This is the I. Z is where? Here. But they are asking you about what? They are asking about the mod Z. Mod Z will be where? If Z is here, the mod Z will be this length. If z here, mod z will be this. See, mod z is changing. Mod z is changing or not? It's changing. Now less, now less, now less, 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 more, 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 more. When it will be maximum? When it will reach here? Yes or no? When it will be minimum? When it reach here. Very simple idea. Maximum minimum when will come? When the origin and center join. The line joining origin and center, just extend it, that wherever it will cut, that will be, one will be maximum, one will be minimum. So center is this, origin is this, I will join this and this line I will extend it. So where the z? When z will reach here, this will give you maximum mod z. This will give you maximum mod z. When it will reach here, it will give you minimum mod z. Are you able to understand? So finish. What is the maximum mod z value? Arey bhai, that is this length. Can I get this length? Yes, very simple. This is the I, so this length will be 1. Bharat Mata, I means 0, 1. So this length will be 1 unit or not? And this is the radius, this is the 3 unit. So this total will be what? 4 unit. So maximum mod z will be 4 unit. Minimum, let's think. This length is 1 and this total is 3. So this length will be what? Length 2 unit. By here 2 unit, 3 unit, and this length 1 unit. So this will be what? This will be 2 unit. So minimum mod z will be 2 unit. Question over. Have you understand the point? Mod z means length of line joining origin and z. And z is where? Z is on the circumference, origin is here, and if you join this to any point here, this is representing mod z. And this mod z is not constant, because when it's here, its value less, here more less, here more less, here more less, this will be minimum. After that again mod z will keep on increasing. So all these values, they may ask you, for what z z will be mod z will be maximum? Yes, this is the z which is giving maximum mod z, and this will be how much? 4i. Sorry, how much will be? This is the 3 one. Yeah, 4i, and this will be what? Minus 2i. Did you understand? Is it clear to everybody? So everything, whole analysis we can do. They may ask you, what will be the argument of z when the mod z will become maximum? I will say pi by 2. When it will reach here, then argument z will be maximum. Maximum mod z will be maximum. So argument z here will be pi by 2. What will be argument of z when mod z is minimum? I will say minus pi by 2, because it will be here. I am sure it's clear to everybody. So we study locus. This complex number, again I am saying, is slightly difficult because lot of information is there. But as much as information you will gain, it will become more and more easier. We can do the things. Next question, try all of you. Find maximum and minimum mod z if only by this locus method. Mod of z minus 3 plus 4i is equal to 10. Look at here, पता नहीं क्या कर रहे दोनों. Watch it. One circle with the center. This I can write what? Mod of z minus 3 minus 4i. Yes or no? Center 3 comma minus 4. Where is z? Here is z. Where is origin? I don't know. Somewhere will be there. So this is the 3 comma minus 4. So x, and origin will be and the radius is 10 unit. This is the 10 unit. This length is 10 unit. Watch it. This is the 10 unit. Actually, origin why need? That is the question arise. Origin why needed? I know where is z. Z is on the circumference. Why not we get directly? Because they are asking you maximum minimum value of mod of z. Mod of z means mod of z minus 0. Mod of z minus 0. So you have to draw a line. Z I am having, but I am not having this point. This point should be there. Then only I will join it. Are you able to understand? So origin will be where? I don't know. But one thing is very sure. This is the negative y-axis. This is the positive x-axis this side. So 3 unit left side and 4 unit up side. Somewhere here will be origin. Yes or no? Anywhere drawing doesn't matter. Somewhere origin. What is the maximum minimum value? How to get it? First check whose maximum minimum you want. I want mod of z minus 0 maximum. So z and 0 first join. Z and 0. So this maximum minimum I want. See, this is the one condition, this is the another condition. Also increasing very much high. So how to get the maximum minimum value? For straightforward. Center and this point join it. Finish. Your question is over. Join it and extend it. Yellow. One side and other side. This point will be point when the z mod z will be minimum, and this is the point when mod z will be maximum. Finish. Do you know this length? Yes. 0, 0, this is the 3, minus 4 root of 5. Root of 25 means 5. This length 5. Do you know this length? Yes, this is the radius. Here to here length is what? Radius. So this is the 5, this is the 10. So this will be what? 5. Are you able to understand? So this is the mod z, this length, and this will be minimum. And what will be what? So minimum mod z will be how much? 5. And maximum mod z? This total length. By mod z means length from origin to z. So this is the 5, this is the 10, so 15. Finish. How many of you got it? Huh? Nothing has to done. Just take somewhere origin, join it. If it's origin, if it's here, because I can change the question. I may ask you what is the maximum minimum value of z minus I. So then this point will be I. So try to understand logic. Mod of z minus 0 maximum minimum value, so 0 I located and z I. So this minimum, if z is moving, so see this value is maximum minimum happening. When max minimum will happen, first this point, this origin and center join and extend it. So automatically answer will come. Use this logic and give me answer very quickly. Z minus 12 plus 5i is equal to 20. Maximum value, minimum value. Quickly, everybody. Maximum minimum value of mod z. Got it? Very, very simple. First thing, arrange this properly so that we can tell locus easily. For telling the locus, mod of z minus z not equal to R format should be there. So z minus 12 minus 5i is equal to 20. So here is the center whose coordinate 12 comma minus 5. Where is origin? I don't care. No need of checking and drawing origin. It will take time. Just put origin somewhere. This is the origin, suppose. Do you know this length? Yes. This length is 13. Right? 0 comma 0, 12 comma minus 5. Use the coordinate geometry. After that, join it and extend it. Yeah. Minimum when will come? When Z will be here. What is the minimum value? This 20 and this will be what? 13. So this will be 7. So minimum value 7. And maximum value when it's here. So this total length, this is the 13, this is the 20. So this will be what? 33. Yes or no? How many of you got it? Good. Simple question, not at all. Sometimes situation can be other way. Let me explain. Suppose question is coming, mod of Z minus I is less than equal to 5. Then find maximum and minimum mod Z. Maximum and minimum mod Z. Please listen me. Let me do it. First thing is that whenever inequality is coming in the graphical, in the geometric, either here or maybe in the normal non-complex number also, inequality is coming. So forget that there is the inequality. Think there is the equal symbol and draw the graph. If it's an equal symbol, do we know the graph? Yes, we know the graph. And that graph is this, where the center will be I. I means 0, 1. I means 0, 1. Why, sir? Because I will be here. This magnitude of I is the 1 unit, so this length will be 0, 1. So this coordinate will be 0, 1. So this is the, okay. Mod of Z minus I equal to 5. In this situation, Z represent where? Z is falling where? On the circumference. If anybody asking what is the location of Z, you will say everything is Z. This Z, this Z, all these are Z. Yes or no? Sir, why it's Z? Because mod of Z minus I equal to 5. If this is a Z and this is your I, so this length should be equal to 5. Yes or no? That's why it's a Z is here. Z is here. Because if Z is here, the mod of Z minus I will become more than 5. And if Z is here, mod of Z minus I will become less than 5. I want mod of Z minus I equal to 5. The only location is that on this. Up now, suppose somebody say I want less than equal to 5. Means you are saying, okay, you cannot take Z here because mod of Z minus I will become more than 5. But can I take inside? Yes. Because if it's Z is here, then mod of Z minus I will be less than 5. And that is the acceptable. Yes or no? So less than means inner area. Greater than means outer area. Understood my point? But inner area, why I am saying inner area, you have to understand. Now, don't try to memorize like this, inner area, outer area. But now Z can fall here because mod of Z minus I less than 5 is allowed. Z can fall here. In fact, Z can fall on the I itself also. If Z fall on I itself, so Z minus I, mod of Z minus I will become 0 and that is acceptable. Did you understand? So Z, location of Z can be anywhere. Anywhere. Now oral you can think what is the minimum value of mod Z. Minimum value of mod Z. Origin will be somewhere inside. Yes or no? So minimum value of mod Z will be what? When Z is falling on the origin itself. Did you understand? Suppose this is your origin. This is the origin and this is the I. So this length is what? This length is 1 unit. This length. Now join this and extend it. Ab Z can fall here itself or not. So minimum mod Z 0. And maximum mod Z will be what? Maximum mod Z, so bhai here only will come. Because all other position its value is less. So this here, So this length is 5, this length is 1, so maximum mod z will be 6. Is this clear to everybody? So inequality ever comes, never get scared. Not only here, when you will do calculus last chapter, if you remember, there will be called as the area under curve. There they use inequality a lot for calculating area. So now easily, here in this question they can ask you also, ki find out the area of that region where z fall. Arey bhai, this circle area, radius is 5. So the area will be what? 25 pi. So that is the area is there. Is that clear? Same question. If I change it, if I say, all of you wrote it? If I change this way, now z can be where? Now z saying that here is the I. Now mod z minus I equal to 5. Equal to 5 means on circumference. I cannot go inside because less than, cannot go outside because more than, but I want more than, so it can be outside anywhere. Yes or no? This is your I, this is your origin, join this, extend it. What is the minimum value? Minimum value bhai to will be here, and that length will be what? 4 unit. Minimum will be what? 4 unit, but maximum it can go anywhere. So maximum mod z will be infinity, but minimum mod z will be what? 4 unit. Did you understand? So locus will continue. First homework, some question I am giving. Let's do it. Find maximum and minimum mod z if first bit mod of z minus I plus 1 greater than equal to 2, second bit mod of z minus 2I less than equal to 5 but greater than equal to 2, third bit mod of z minus, no third bit. This is the first question. Second question, if mod of z plus 3 minus 3I is equal to 10, then find maximum and minimum value of mod of z minus I. There we are joining center and origin. Why? Because they were asking mod of z minus 0. Now this time they are asking maximum minimum of mod of z minus I. So I will join I and center. And then extend, easily able to visualize. Do only by graph, not by the triangular inequality. Third one, this is the JEE 4 marks question. 4 marks. Look, if mod of z minus 25I is less than equal to 15, then find first bit maximum value of mod z, second bit minimum value of mod z, third bit minimum value of argument z, fourth bit maximum value of argument z. Right? No question should be done by using any mathematical work, only by using graph. Calculation should not be there, only one picture and answer. Okay, so try this question and we'll continue with the locus in the next class. Thank you.